Welcome to the Fill Your Cups podcast. We're your hosts, Morgan
and Bailey. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. We are talking all things spring cleaning. We're doing a full checklist for you guys, but it's not going to be your typical, like what you would find on Google kind of checklist. I guess it's not like that out of the box, but it's fun. It's things that I was looking around my house and being like, I need to do these things. So we are tackling that today. It is spring outside. Apparently, first day of spring was March 20th.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Me either, but I Googled it because I was like, wait, what if we do a spring cleaning checklist and it's not even spring yet? It is.
Yay!
So, super exciting. I am loving it so far. We are having some nice weather today.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping it keeps up because I don't want any more rain. Honestly, I don't think my congestive, what do you call that?
Your sinuses?
Yeah, my sinuses. I just don't think I can take it anymore. I can't take the back and forth, so I need it to stay consistent, and that's what I'm praying for the spring. But anyway, like I said, we're doing a full spring cleaning checklist today, and I'm really excited to get into it.
Yeah, also I think it's good timing because today we're actually recording for tomorrow's episode, so this is closer than we usually do, but this week is at Easter, like the beginning of the week of Easter, so I feel like Easter is when it really truly starts to feel like spring. You know?
Yes.
And so you get past Easter and then you have all this time that you can spend spring cleaning.
Yeah.
I know that our neighborhood does like a dumpster day and garage sales and stuff like that. So this is a great time to prepare for that because as you do your spring cleaning, then if you have a garage sale or there's a neighborhood garage sale or something like that that you can tag on to, then you have all their stuff ready to get rid of.
Yes.
And then if you don't get rid of it, you donate it or whatever, you know?
Now, how do you know when your neighborhood does those things? Do they just like the HOA email you or something?
We have a homeowners association. They don't email us, but there is a Facebook page. And so Jared never knows anything that's going on because he's not on Facebook.
Right.
But our Facebook page, it's also really funny because it's really good because they post like when a dog gets out or when a package gets delivered to the wrong address or something. But sometimes it's funny too because there will be like drama and I'm not involved in it. So I just get to like watch it happen.
Oh my God, like neighbor drama?
Yeah.
Oh
yes,
no.
It's so funny. Specifically when like last year when the election was rolling around, obviously people had differing yard signs out, you know, and stuff. And so anyway, but what we primarily use it for is every year there's usually one, most of the time 2 dumpster days and a garage sale that happens the week before so that anything that you didn't get rid of, you can.
Oh, that's so cool.
And there's usually a yard waste dumpster. So it's really nice because we can pick up all our sticks.
That's
and like,
so nice.
Yes. And get everything that the wind blew through, you know, there's yard waste dumpster. And then there's like a regular dumpster for time. What we've used it for was when we were doing a lot of like house projects and stuff, we had leftover or just old things that we got rid of or took out but you can't really throw it in the trash.
Yes.
You know, we put that in there. It's a great time of year to start like a project like ripping out the carpet or something because you can toss that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I really want to do that. This is our first time living in an HOA community.
Ooh.
But we're renters and we're not like homeowners. So we never really got like an introduction. I don't even know how HOAs really work. If there's actually meetings, I mean, I wouldn't go to them.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. So, but I know it's an HOA. And so I've really been wanting to find out if there's like garage sales or dumpster days or things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely going to join a Facebook page if you have one. So.
Yeah. Just search the Facebook page. The other thing that you can do is if you know any of your neighbors, is just ask them like, hey, is there
yeah.
And then sometimes like we have an HOA website. I just never go to it, but you can like Google our HOA website. And then that's where I discovered that there was a Facebook page.
Amazing. I'm going to do that right after this. Well, sorry to get really distracted. I needed that information for myself. Before we get too far, what is filling your cup today?
Today I have this is kind of goofy, but I traveled last week and before I travel, during traveling and after traveling anymore, I always take one of the like airborne seltzer things, seltzer water things. And I've been drinking one like every day because I feel like the extra vitamin C and zinc and stuff really does help me fight getting sick. And so I have that in here. And then I actually have been liking mixing it with Arbonne. It's funny because Airborne and Arbonne sound so similar, but they're not.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you were talking about Arbonne at first, but you
I
were
was
talking
not.
literally about Airborne.
Literally Airborne from like CVS or Walgreens
Yes.
or whatever. And then Arbonne has a caffeine-free energy fizz that's blackberry, and I don't like it as much on its own, but I actually really like it with the orange Airborne tablet.
Okay, you've got like a whole mocktail concoction going on.
Yeah, it's definitely a little mocktail compilation, and then of course I have my water.
Of course, I love it. What about you? I have got an iced coffee that you made for me because I'm just dragging a little bit today. Nothing too crazy, but I was like, I would love a little coffee while we're recording.
Yeah.
And then I've got my water.
Nice.
As always.
Nice.
I do have a pretty fun shout out today. So we did the episode recently about me being pregnant. It was a super fun episode. It was like an interview kind of way to do it. And I feel like one of the main reasons we started doing our podcast, and we talk about things that don't get talked about or things that you kind of talk about in private, is because we wanted other people to know that they were not alone in things, and vice versa. Like, we wanted to know that we weren't alone in things.
Definitely.
And I actually had a couple people reach out to me after the episode and just say like that they had relatable experiences, or that they knew what I was going through, it wasn't anything even crazy, but just like with doctor's appointments or with your relationship after getting pregnant and things like that. And so I just wanted to say it was really cool. And if you did reach out to me, I really appreciated it. I thought it was such a fun way to show community and to kind of have the power of going first, or the giving someone the power of going second, which is something that our friend Kristen said to us after our first Let's Get Deep episode. And I think about that all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to say thank you if you did reach out to me, and that is why we do it. And yeah, I just really appreciated it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
And I will tack on to that we did a little, Bailey didn't even see it actually, but I put something up. I put a little poll up on our Instagram of whether people thought it was going to be a boy or a girl. And so thank you so much if you participate in those. We just love to see what you guys are thinking. We love whenever we put up questions, what your answers are. We love to see what you answer on our polls. And it was actually split 50-50.
I couldn't believe it.
50-50 boy and girl. And if you guessed girl, you were correct. So thanks so much. Of course, I'm sure we'll be sharing even more as we continue, as Bailey continues on the journey of having
5 or 6 months left.
Yeah.
And 4 months.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Crazy, right? Like almost 4.5.
It's gone by really fast, in my opinion. Probably not for you.
Yes and no. 16 weeks sounds smaller than 4 months, because I think everyone, you say like 9 months.
Yeah.
So when I say 4 months, I'm like, oh my God, we're like halfway there almost. And then when I say 16 weeks, I'm like, oh my God, like we're not even close. But
that's so true. Well, I'm sure that as you get closer to the baby, I know that there's like a thing called nesting.
Yes.
Like whenever pregnant women feel good and they just start nesting and like they're figuring out, getting everything ready for the home and stuff. I feel like this spring cleaning episode will maybe help you kickstart that.
Probably. Honestly, a lot of the things I put on here were things I was looking around the nursery and I was like, okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This needs to be done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, should we get into it then?
I think that we absolutely should. So like we said, it is spring officially, and no better way to kick off your spring than a good spring cleaning. And before we start, I want to say that you have to find a way to make spring cleaning fun. It's not the same as doing like a Sunday reset or just picking up your house. Like, you're really kind of getting in there to the nitty-gritty things, or just the things that are really easy to put off and not as easy to just pick up on a Tuesday and kind of get those cleaning done. So my main suggestions, what I do every time I do a big cleaning kind of task, is I listen to an audiobook. Yes. I find that it really like helps me zone out while I'm doing it, because I'm just so enthralled with the book. But if books are not your thing, I highly suggest music. And I'm not talking just like put your music on shuffle. I'm talking listen to your favorite music soundtrack. Listen to the most nostalgic playlist you can find. Listen to your favorite album of all time. Like, do something that's really going to make you feel really good while you're cleaning. So that way you're kind of associating it with the good things going on in the background so you don't really have to worry.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I found one when I was kind of like looking at music playlists for cleaning or whatever. And there were a couple, this one made me think of you. It was ADHD Girlies Cleaning Playlist. And it just has a bunch of kind of like throwbacks like Sarah Bareilles, Jason Derulo, Chris Brown, Hey Soul Sister, like stuff like that.
Yes.
And then there was the I'm a Millennial Cleaning Playlist, which I like was looking at the songs and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so me. Like it's gonna be me, In Sync, Glamorous, Fergie, no, all that. So there's definitely, you've said this before, but there's definitely a lot of playlists on Spotify too.
Yes.
If you are like, I don't want to listen to the same old, and you want some throwbacks or you want some spring vibes or something like that,
Yeah.
that's the place to go to.
Curated right for you. I know last week or 2 weeks ago, I was doing a checklist I was doing an item that's on our spring cleaning checklist. And I turned on the Greatest Showman soundtrack.
Oh, so good.
Loved it. I was
So
like,
good.
oh my gosh. So I was super into the cleaning the whole time. And then afterwards, I rewarded myself by watching the movie.
Yes. Yes.
It was so
I
fun.
love that. Did you know that's my all-time favorite movie?
Greatest Showman?
Yeah.
All time?
All time.
You're saying over Remember the Titans?
It beat the Titans.
No!
It is.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
it.
that's exciting. It's an amazing movie. Well, that is my first, before you do anything, you gotta find something you love. If music's also not your thing, sometimes it's not totally my thing.
Yeah.
I will watch a TV show. I will listen to a podcast. I will watch a movie. So
Yeah, this
if
would be a
that's
good
more-
time to catch up on your podcast. If you're the type of person that's
Cough,
like, oh, I want to cross 2 things off my list at once and I haven't listened to Fill Your Cups in a while,
have a stack.
there you go.
I love it. Well, let's get into our actual checklist now that we have solidified that you need to make it fun. First things first is decluttering. We've talked about this before. We have a whole episode on kind of how to declutter and how to organize, but I really do think this is the first thing you have to do. I think you should start with the closet. You should start with that water bottle cabinet. You've got 1,000 water bottles. You don't need them all. Match up your containers to your lids. Clean out your coat closet. Like the things that get so piled up and that are so easy to forget about and you wouldn't pick up on a normal Tuesday, that is when I say you should do something like this now.
Yeah. Something that I feel like you can really do well with decluttering, we've talked about the closet a lot before, but I've been recently noticing that I do this. And it's as I do the laundry, maybe normal people do this all the time. I don't know, but I've only recently started doing this. Anytime that I find holy socks or holy underwear or something like that, I've just started tossing it.
Smart.
And then I go to my list on my phone. It's usually our grocery list, but like at the bottom, I add a thing for like socks or underwear or like something like that. That's like, okay, the next time that we're at Walmart or something, or Costco, I need to grab Jared like a pack of socks because I just threw away like 5 of his socks, because they're holy. So that's something that I've started doing recently. Or like dish towels or something. If they're like really stained, then I've just started like if they're in really bad condition, I can't use them for anything else, or I have way too many throwaway towels, then I get rid of them and then I put it on the list to like grab 1 or 2 more when I go to Target next or something.
That's a really smart thing to do. I think it should be a normal thing to do, but I don't think many people do it. Like I'm a or I keep having the worst word vomit, like word bumbling situation. But I am terrible at like, why am I putting underwear with holes back in the drawer?
Yeah.
Why am I doing that? You should just toss it out. That makes way more sense.
Yeah. And I think that's, I don't know. I just think that that's something I started doing. And I was like, I don't know why I ever listened to this.
No, that's a good hack. I will say that if you are thinking, okay, I have an entire room to kind of declutter, because I used to have rooms full of stuff that like boxes that I never kind of got to, or the Christmas bags that I never fully put away. So maybe it's a room and that's your whole spring cleaning checklist. You don't have to do everything at once. Maybe that room is what you're focusing on, and that's great. So yes, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Second thing on my list, have you seen the trend of doing happy hours in your own backyard?
No, but I love it.
It's so cute. It shouldn't even be a trend. It should just be something that I would obviously do. But my second task is getting your patio ready. So you can have your own little happy hours on your back porch. Just you and your kids, you and your hubby, whatever it is. And I love that so much. So I am definitely tackling my back patio this week and going to make sure the furniture is all clean. If it needs to be, dusted off because it sits out there all year.
Yeah.
Making sure it's sweats. Making sure that I have my little fairy lights ready to go. I'm definitely making sure that all that is ready to go.
I really like that. And something that holds me back, I feel like sometimes with that sort of thing is I like when our patio is not, it's not in as good of condition as when we got it, as when we got this house 4 years ago, obviously, because outside, so there's wear and tear that comes with that.
Yes.
And so recently I've been wanting to, it would be better if we could do it ourselves, but like I've been wanting to hire someone to come and like stain it or whatever and all that, just like get it back into better condition.
Yeah.
But I had this thought to go to like my Facebook HOA and ask if there were any like anybody in the neighborhood that they would recommend or whatever. And they started suggesting like, well, they were like, my boy's 18 and would be happy to like, so it's going to be quite a bit cheaper to do it that way.
And help out those kids.
Yes, exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So I'm kind of hoping to do that. But even if I couldn't do that, I do like the idea of like, okay, let's get it ready. Like there are things that we can do.
Yeah.
Because in my head, that's just such a blocker. Like, I don't know if other people get that, but when it's like one glaring thing that I'm like, I don't know how to fix this, it's hard for me to like fix the other things that I do have control over.
Yeah.
Know? So I don't know if you have a suggestion for that. Like, because if you can't restain your deck or whatever, you just kind of have to get past it and do the things that you can do.
Yeah.
But
I feel like, it definitely is hard, especially when, it kind of is like a mind block. I think that also comes with like a perfectionism kind of thing, which I know is something that you more struggle with than I struggle with. Because for me, like our deck is definitely falling apart, but I'm like, I'll put a rug over it.
Yeah.
And then you won't see it.
Maybe I just need a rug. I don't have one.
You just need a rug. You just need fairy lights. Like, you just need to make the space pretty without having to break the bank.
Yeah, for sure.
It is, but it's easier said than done.
Well, I'm looking forward to coming over to your deck happy hours and you coming to mine.
I know. Isn't that the cutest little trend though? Like you just make little snacks at home and make your little drinks and cocktails at home, and then you sit on your back patio. And I'm like, I mean, that's what I'm craving whenever I'm going somewhere to do that.
100%.
And no, I love it. I see this girl. Her name is Rosie Piper on TikTok. Is what I always follow her on, and this has like been a trend for a little while, but she is so good at it. I'm like, let's spend a happy hour at home with me and my husband, and then they just it's so cute.
I love that. No, I haven't been seeing it, but it kind of reminds me of in Sweet Magnolias. Have you ever watched that?
No, I have tried to get into it before, but I just haven't given myself time. Maybe spring I should.
I haven't gotten very far into it. I've watched an episode here or there, but kind of the premise is there's 3 women that they do margarita Fridays, I think is what it is. Or margarita. I think it's Fridays or Sundays. There's a night of the week that they get together and they just have margaritas. And I don't think it's always on the patio or anything, but it just is cute. I like the idea of instead of like, let's go out and have a margarita somewhere else. Like, why don't we just make margaritas and have them at home?
Right. Yeah. Do it at your home patio. No, I love that.
Cute.
Definitely the second one on my list that I think can get forgotten or can get to a condition where you're like, I don't even want to spend time out there. So get it ready. My third one is cleaning out the car. I think that can be a hard one to do, especially when you're always on the go. I know for me, the car really piles up, which is with like clothes, socks. Why are there always socks in my car? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Straw wrappers, receipts. Like it can just get so the most random things end up in my car that I'm like, why are these in here? And then Mason will be like, oh, your car's so dirty. And I'm like, I'm in here all the time. I'm sorry. Like it gets a little dirty sometimes. So that's not something that I'm really good at staying on top of, but I'm going to try to get better at it. But I'm definitely going to start off the spring with a clean car and cleaning the inside of the car. That's what I really like to do.
I try to do that once a week, but I have a job where I have packets and materials and like things that I bring to blood drives or bring to people who are planning blood drives. So it will get really messy really fast if I don't do it like once a week or so. But I do try to like grab any trash in the moment that like I used it. You know what I mean?
So
like,
good. I wish I was like that.
Another little tip though for that is like when you fill up gas, take that moment that the pump is filling up and just grab any trash that you can and stick it in the trash can right there.
Yes.
Like if you did that instead of getting in the getting in the front seat and getting on your phone
Uh-huh.
while your gas was pumping, I mean it's just a couple of minutes and
Uh-huh.
you really can clean out a lot in just in that amount.
That's
of
true. The trash one's right there.
The trash is right there.
I like that. My tip for cleaning out the car is I'll take like an IKEA bag or like a laundry basket or something with me to the car. And this is just in my garage. So open up all the doors while I'm listening to music or a TV show or whatever. And I will take like that IKEA bag or that laundry basket, and I will take anything from the car that needs to go inside of the house. And I will put that all in the bag or the basket because for some reason I always have so much stuff in my car. So I'll take that all in the bag or the basket. That's my first step. And then like I take the bag or basket inside. I know that I'll need to unpack that later, but we're cleaning the car right now. Second step that I always do is then I kind of pick up any trash that I see in there, any of the receipts, any of the straw wrappers, any of the leftover cups that I've had in there, put those in a grocery bag, and then I throw that away. But then I always make sure to put a grocery bag in the car as a trash can. So like I'll just put it around the what do you call it? Like the door, console, I guess. Yeah, like the middle console. Like I'll put it around the part that comes up. And that way it's just kind of hanging in the back seat. And that's the only way I can really minimize the mess in my car. Because I'm like, okay, if there's trash, it does go in that bag. And when that bag's full, obviously, I just throw it out at that point. But those are my biggest kind of tips for keeping the car clean and for how to clean your car.
Yeah, no, those are good tips. I don't have much else except because I have the job that I do, we did get a cube, like a storage cube thing. It's just got two sides.
Oh, like an organizer?
And yeah, and it sits in our trunk, and that's where like the left side I put all my packets and the right side is for like miscellaneous items. Like sometimes I have coffee cups or like things that I give to wheelchair people. So, and then there's also like a little net pocket that I have like my business cards in. So if I go to an event, I can just pull them out of there.
Nice.
Stuff like that. So I do recommend, like, if you have a job where you're on the road, I know not everybody does, but some people do. If you have a job where you're on the road and you have stuff in your car from your job, have a place for it. Because, I mean, especially since Jared and I, that's both of our main cars.
Yeah.
I don't ever want him to just feel like, oh my God, this car is like all community blood center.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's a great organization like hack.
Yeah.
It's like what everyone wants to be like. And I love that you're doing it. You're doing it and you're restocking it. And that is so good.
Oh, thanks.
We have a little bag in our car. We don't use our car for like, kind of job things like you do. Obviously, it's more just our car for transportation. But we do have a pack that we put in the middle console, which I also recommend for people to do, that has hand sanitizer. It's got mini Clorox wipes for when my coffee spills in the car, or like when something is like there's mud on our shoe and it got all over the glove box. So we have that in the car. We also always keep a lint roller in there, keep contact solution in there because Mason's eyes are always messed up and he always needs them. Dang. And then I think the only other thing that we make sure to have in there at all times is a microfiber towel that gets all the dust off of like your dashboard or your screens in your car, things like that. So I definitely recommend having one of those in your car as well. So that way keeping it clean does help. And while you're doing the spring cleaning, make one of those packs and put it in there.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My last tip for the car, we talked about this for a minute, but my last tip for the car is you do not have to take your car to a car wash and use one of those vacuums. You do not have to do that. If you have a vacuum at home that has like attachments or is kind of light and airy, we have one of those like Dyson Shark vacuum thingies. So it's really light and portable. And I will sometimes literally put that thing in the car and like vacuum the back of the seats kind of thing. But if you have extensions, I just use those along my baseboards instead of going to a car wash. And I definitely recommend it. So it doesn't seem like such a daunting task. It's not something you have to do out of the house. It's not something you have to carve the time out to do and like make sure you have all the kids with you and things like that. Just do it in your own home and in your garage or in your driveway. Just get it done.
Nice.
Yep.
So patio and car are kind of outside the home. Are we moving inside now?
We're moving inside the home now. These are the less fun things.
Yeah, I see your first one here. And I will say that one of the first things that came to my mind was that we try to do every spring is change our filter, our air filter
Oh, yes.
in our house. It just makes a difference, honestly. Like it's not something that you think about a lot, but especially if you have pets, which we do, and they shed a lot, which ours does. Jared has been really good about changing it. You should honestly change it probably seasonally more than just every spring. But when we start kind of like moving into spring is when we get the click of like, oh, we need to change our air filter. Yeah. It's just like a tiny thing that you can do whenever you are spring cleaning to make your house just like run a little bit better and avoid all that seasonal yucky stuff in your system.
Yeah. Experts tell you to do it too because it's good for your air conditioner. Like to change it out or your heater or whatever the system it is that
I'm not sure, but
yeah, it's not like your AC unit, but it's on your, I don't know, like your heater or something. But no, it's good so that way it doesn't build up with gunk. Yeah, so it's really good to do that. My tip was to dust your air vents, dust your fans, and maybe just dust in general. I'm not a duster. I was actually amazed whenever you talked about dusting in your house. I was like, oh my God, I never dust. Like, I don't even have a duster.
I don't do it often, but if I'm going to have a lot of people over, it's like one of the things that I feel like just makes me feel like everything's cleaner.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm the type of person who I'm like, they won't see the dust unless they move something. And if they move something, that is on them. I don't know why they do that. No, that's so funny. But I will be dusting this year because I dust every spring, I guess. That's actually probably a lie. I'm talking shit. I don't know why I said that. I never dust, and I'm gonna dust this year.
Okay. I will say, as far as the vents and stuff, I just saw this recently on a Facebook reel. I get some cleaning reels on Facebook Reels.
Love this.
And one thing that they recommended was taking an old dryer sheet or like taking the dryer sheet out of the dryer when you finish your clothes and using that to wipe the vents or like wipe that I don't know, it catches it and it makes them smell good. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe you can try it and let us know.
I could definitely do that because I need to do it. The only times I ever really get my vents is if I'm vacuuming and I notice that they're really gross. I'll sometimes stick an extension.
I've done that. And I'm like, I've done that before too. I'm not the best about it either because they're all taller than me.
Yeah.
So I don't see them regularly.
I never look.
Yeah. And I have vents on the floor a lot. So they don't quite get that dust buildup that ones on a wall do.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I totally know what you mean. But when I do look up and I look at a vent, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's dirty.
I'm with you, yeah.
So we need to be dusting those. We need to be dusting our fans. Did you just dust your fan? Because that looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, no. But I'm so glad that it's not disgusting. We probably need to dust our the other fans in our house. We have a fan in like every room.
Same, and they all have like an inch of dust.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is like the model fan that everybody needs to have because I've never dusted it.
Maybe do you switch it around?
No.
Like that's funny. Anyway, it looks amazing.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Second thing, actually, I guess third thing behind air filters and dusting vents and fans is cleaning your baseboards. It sucks. But they are probably disgusting.
Yeah, it does suck. I will say that something that I do whenever I'm just vacuuming in general is I will do the attachment on my baseboards a lot of the time. And I feel like that helps them. It's mostly just to get edder tear, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it helps keep like the upkeep with them. But the like actual like kind of like scrubbing them and stuff. That's definitely like, I'm not going to do it more than a couple times a year.
Right.
But it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Especially after these months of snow and rain and stuff like that you've probably tracked in and maybe your pets have tracked in if they've been out, if you have pets and they've been outside, you know.
Yeah.
So do you have a good way of cleaning your baseboards?
Honestly, I always just take Mr. Myers is what we always clean with. Is it Miss Myers or Mrs. Myers or Mr. Myers?
I just thought it was Myers.
Maybe it is. I usually just take like the Myers spray. And
it is Mrs. Myers.
Oh, okay, Mrs. Myers. I thought so. I thought it was Mr. Myers, but Mrs. Myers. I just take that and then I'll take a paper towel or a Clorox wipe, something like that, and get that off. And so, yeah, that's my main way of doing it. And
Nice.
if you want a real jump scare, look at the baseboards in your bathroom.
Ew.
Those are the spots I'm talking about that like really, really need to be cleaned because they're probably disgusting.
Yeah.
I just cleaned mine recently and I was like, this is foul. It's
Yeah.
actually really gross. Figure out how. I know how, but
Oh my god.
how?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gross. I don't know. So definitely what I would say. Good recommendation.
Yeah. Let's see. The next one that we have is clean your washer.
Yes. Have you ever cleaned your washer?
No.
We should be cleaning our washer
Oh no.
way more. I'm sure it's like every like 3 months or something like that. I'm gonna try to just do it once a year during
Yeah.
spring cleaning. But there's a whole like water attachment in the back of your washer that you should be clearing out because it gets caught with mold. It gets caught with all the dirt. Sometimes there will be socks in there. Like
I'm not gonna lie. There's a spot that I actually can see that is definitely dirty, like where the detergent or whatever goes in. But I just throw the pods in with my clothes. So I definitely probably should be cleaning that.
Yeah. If you don't want to have to go through the full cleaning, a lot of washers have a self-clean cycle, which I'll throw that on sometimes with like some vinegar or like baking powder, something like that. And I'll just leave it on a good self-clean cycle. But I think we have such a cheap version of a washer that sometimes it'll start to stink or sometimes like grime will really start to build up. And I'm like, that's really gross. So clean your washer if you have not before. If you don't really know how to clean your washer, you can look up whatever type of washer you have and then put like cleaning video behind it or how to clean blah, blah, blah type of washer. And you'll find somebody on there with a really good step-by-step of really how to clean that.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, big recommendation of mine.
Yeah, I
never think about it.
I wouldn't even know how to do that. Yeah,
I'll
have to look it up for sure.
I know. Even if it's not fully getting in the machine and cleaning the machine portion of it, if you're just kind of cleaning the outside of it, anywhere that does have the grime, the soap dispensers portion of it, I think sometimes that can just help and make you feel like your clothes are a little cleaner.
Yeah.
My next one, and this might be topical for only me, I'm sure it's not, but we have a shower door and it gets so dirty and just so like bogged down with water, like hard water stains. So cleaning that and getting that, I want to get it fully clear.
I think just cleaning showers in general.
Yeah.
That's honestly not something that I'm that in the habit of doing. I probably do it like a few times a year. Like
good for you.
I really need to get better at doing it. But
yeah,
I have recently gotten one of those. You see them advertised on like Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and stuff all the time if you get any cleaning videos, but one of those long handled scrubber things.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like it was $25 and I think it's probably worth it, but I don't think you need it necessarily. But the thing in our shower, the door is actually not what gets the dirtiest. It's like the cracks in the
yes.
We don't have tile, but we have one of those showers where it's like a full piece on each side, full piece of like whatever that material is.
Like kind of that plasticky material. Yeah.
On each side. And then the shelves, obviously. And you can see very clearly, like, when the shelves get mildewy or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, we want to wipe those down whenever that's happening. But, like, the cracks where those pieces connect are where it gets the worst. And just even taking, like, a grouting brush, like a tile grouter scrubber brush or something like that in those cracks helps a lot. And then if you can... If your shower doesn't have one, like it's worth getting one of the extension sprayer things so that whenever you scrub it, you can just spray the water on it and let it go down.
Watch all the grime and mildew leave.
Yes. It's totally worth it because otherwise you have to like, wash it all off yourself. I guess you could take like a bucket of water and do it too, but it's just a little bit easier with the sprayer. But yeah, so showers are definitely a good place. And you're in them every day. So
that's what I'm saying. And you see them every day.
And I'm sure it's not good for you if there's like standing mildew or things like that. I'm sure it's not good for you with all that steam coming up and
Ugh.
it getting in your system and your
Yeah.
airways and all that. I'm sure it's not good for
Oh,
you.
it makes me feel so gross because showers are meant to make you feel so good.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to clean you, but then sometimes, yeah, it's just
The life of water.
water is honestly kind of the worst because it's where mold grows and mildew grows, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Well, that's everything I had for spring cleaning and just kind of getting ish done.
Yeah, we'll share some things this week. Like if there were some things that you didn't really understand, or you're like, "What? I don't know how to fix my washer or clean my washer or whatever." We can share some videos and stuff from other places that we've seen these things, and we'll share those on our Instagram and TikTok at Fill Your Cups Podcast. But if this was helpful for you, or you are starting your spring cleaning, or you feel like you have a non-negotiable spring cleaning item, please share it with us. As we mentioned at the beginning in our shout out, we always love when people share and connect with the things that we're talking about, and just remind each other that we're not alone. You don't have to spring clean alone. We'll do it with you. We'll do it with you, even in your ears, Like,
Yeah.
you can listen to us while you spring clean. Or we can even hold each other accountable to spring cleaning. So please let us know. And if this helped you, please share it with family or friends. Send it to somebody that you're like, hey, I want to spring clean with you.
Yes. Or someone who just needs a little jump start.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we're sitting into the husband. We're getting this done this week.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Well, yes, thank you for listening as always. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Cheers.